Hi, it's Mike. How are you today? Today's video we're going to talk about selling your home for sale by owner. This is part one of a 5-part series on selling your home for sale by owner. We're going to talk about how to maximize your sales price and maximize your liability from lawsuits. So tune in to all 5 videos. We'll try to keep them short, and we're going to give you all the information you need on selling the home and what to do after you receive a purchase contract. We're also going to include a lot of the popular forms that are used in the transaction. So thanks for tuning in. Keep an eye out for the rest of the videos. Let's get to it. Hi, it's Mike. This video is part one in a 5-part series on selling your home for sale by owner. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the things you need to do to get started with selling your home for sale by owner. In the next video, we're going to talk about some of the forms and continue our way through the series so that you have all the information you need. Let's get to it. So let's get into part one, how to sell your home for sale by owner. And this information is really for people that want to maximize their sales price and maximize their liability protection. The one thing you never hear about when people are selling by owner is thinking about liability protection. They're not going to have a real estate agent in the middle to help with some of that liability protection, and everything they say can and will be used against them in a lawsuit. So let's start out with part one on what you need to do to list your home and get it ready to market. So the first thing you need to do is decide on the date to list the home. Watch our video in our home seller tips and tricks on the best day of the week to list your home to get the most money. So let's take a look at the interior and assess the home from the interior and exterior and look at what we need to do for repairs, organization, landscaping, and cleaning. Number 3, we're going to hire a handyman to give you a list of the costs of all the repairs that need to be done. See our video on what to repair before I list my home. Next thing, number 4, is hire an appraiser. Now, people normally don't think of hiring an appraiser when they're selling their home for sale by owner. They basically go to realtor.com, Zillow, or one of the other websites. The one thing about these websites people have to keep in mind, these websites have never been inside your home. They don't know the neighborhood. They don't know the surroundings. They're strictly using these algorithms. I'm going to share my screen here, and I want to show you one other quick thing. So I picked out a random property in Paradise Valley. So if we go to Zillow, this particular home, it's located right near downtown Old Town Scottsdale. They're showing the Z estimate at $2.318 million. Now, if I go to realtor.com for the same exact property, they're saying it's worth $2.2 million. So right there, we're nearly $100,000, or actually over $100,000 difference on the two homes from the two websites. Well, if you're going to sell your home for sale by owner, you're probably going to pick the highest price. But the problem is, if a buyer comes in and makes an offer at that higher price and your home doesn't appraise and you're selling it for sale by owner, what do you do next? Do you have to sell it for that price? Do you have to negotiate it? What's the process going to be? So again, I'm recommending to sell your home for the maximum price professionally, and I'm going to tell you that you should hire an appraiser to appraise your home. So that's why I'm recommending in number 4 to hire an appraiser to appraise your home and give you something you can show your buyer. It's going to cost between $600 and $2,500 depending on the square footage of the home, and it's going to take between 1 and 2 weeks for the turnaround time. The buyers will not be able to use this appraisal if they buy the home and get a loan. The bank will want to get its own appraisal. So what's the advantage of getting this appraisal? Well, number 1, it's going to have a lot of good information about your home. Again, this is another way to stem lawsuits against you. The appraiser is going to measure the home and give you what the square footage is, the real square footage. The appraiser is going to give you an estimate of value that you can give the buyer, if your price is higher than what they're coming in at, you can say, Mr. Buyer, I have an appraisal here that justifies my price. The next thing is, when you get your own appraisal, normally they're going to come in higher than the bank appraisal. The bank's just trying to bring in value to meet the sales contract. But normally when you pay for your own appraisal, you're going to have that. So I would always recommend, if you're professionally selling your home for sale by owner, that you hire an appraisal, you hire an appraiser, and get your home appraised. Next, come up with the right sales price by comparing your appraisal to redfinrealtor.com and the rest of the sites, because that's where the buyers are going to be looking at prices, trying to figure out where you're priced. But again, you're going to have an appraisal that's going to say what the real price is, and you're going to be able to share that with any buyers that come in that want to come in maybe possibly below the appraisal. And again, as I said, different websites mean different prices. And if you price your property wrong, there's no doubt the sales price, the ultimate sales price, is going down. The longer the days are on market, buyers look at that and they wonder what's wrong with the house, and they will always offer less. And if it's been on the market in this current market over 30 days and then 60 days, the price is coming down between 10 and 20%. That's just the way it's going to be. Next thing, interview and pick a real estate attorney. Budget between $1,500 and $5,000 for the paperwork, the review and writing of the contracts, amending the offers, the counteroffers, the addendums, the inspection response, and preparing all other documents that you'll need for a closing. In the next video, we're going to talk about some of the forms that are included when you sell your home. The attorney can help you with all these forms. The next thing is to hire a title company to handle the closing. Now, the attorney may handle the closing in their office, or they may recommend a title company that they use. So that's one way you can get set up with a title company. But in general, the title company is going to close the transaction, gather all the funds, do the settlement statements, provide title insurance, and handle most of the closing once all the paperwork is put together and a contract is put together. Next thing I recommend is always hire a designer or stager to come in to look at organizing your furniture and making it the most attractive to buyers. When you watch these shows on HGTV, you see them bringing stagers in to stage the home. When you have your home organized and staged properly, and staging doesn't mean getting new furniture all the time, it just means rearranging the furniture that you already have and making it more appealing to the buyers. Opening up the floor plan, putting all your personal items away, making the home look show ready. And remember, people, you're selling the home. It's not your home anymore. Your goal is to get out of that home and make it as appealing for the next person that's going to enjoy your home. So please clean up your stuff, organize it, hire the professionals, get the attorney, get the appraisal, and do this professionally to get the maximum sales price for your house. Thanks for watching this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about the forms.